What's going on, YouTube? Raider Nation. Just jumped on here to make a quick video. I'm trying to cover everything Raider Nation during the football season. Really, I'm just a fan. I'm not claiming to be a reporter or anybody who's going to give you the latest breaking news. I'm going to give you my opinion on the latest breaking news, and I'm going to tell you what I think. Now, this is not breaking news. This is a story that's been out there for a minute. I just started doing these Raider videos, and I wanted to make this one of the first ones that I did. We've got a new president, the first black female president in NFL history, Sandra Douglass Morgan. Now, let me preface this video by saying I'm not on here to sound like a social justice warrior or that I'm woke and I'm so happy with the Raiders for being trendsetters and blah blah blah. I don't really care about that. I was happy last year when your boy Nasab felt like comfortable enough to come out and was part of our team, and we embraced him because I really don't feel like there's a difference between gay, straight, white, black, male, female. If you're qualified, you're qualified. If you're not qualified, you're not qualified. So all I'm interested in for this hire is this individual going to be qualified to help the Raiders win games? That's really all I give a shit about. So the fact that it is a black woman, the fact that it is the first black woman in the history of the NFL, that's all great. We can call the Raiders trendsetters, pioneers, whatever, cool. But I wanted to look a little bit deeper into this hire and see where it came from and who this woman is, Typically, if you hire somebody that's outside of the, with our coach, our general manager, we know these guys. We know that they were part of the Patriot Way. We know that our coach had a bad stint in Denver. So, we know these things. These things have been given to us to look at because of their past experience in the NFL. But Sandra Douglass Morgan is pretty much an unknown to me. I've never heard of her before. I did a little bit of digging to see what her qualifications were. Now, Mark Davis spoke very highly of her from the beginning of this process. He said that they just kept coming back to her. So here's a couple of things that I found to be very interesting. She's an attorney, and all of her work since she's got her past the bar has been as an attorney. She was a litigation attorney for the Mirage Casino for about 3 or 4 years. That's number one. She was the city attorney, and I hate to keep saying this, but I want to give accolades where accolades are due. She's the first black woman to ever be given the position of city attorney for the city of North Las Vegas. So she did that for about 7-8 years. And then she was appointed the chair of the Nevada Gaming Control Board in 2019. Also, the first black woman that has ever held that position in the state of Nevada. Now, all these firsts, she made a really good comment that she felt like a lot of times people will question the qualifications of a person who is the first to do something, when in reality they probably worked twice as hard to get there. So I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt. She seems like she's obviously going to be a good negotiator. She's got to be a pretty good lawyer. She's continually moved up the ranks of what I would consider more important, lawyer jobs, I guess. I'm not sure exactly what her role was in the gaming commission. She's also she's named the vice chair of the Las Vegas Welcoming Committee for Super Bowl 58, 2024, which we know is going to be at Allegiant Stadium. So I'm going to let you hear her for a minute. I'm not real sure about these reaction videos and how much I'm allowed to play or whatever. I'm not trying to get, into any bullshit with YouTube, but I want to be able to give whatever side of the news needs to be given in order for me to make my point in these videos. So here we go.
I just really try to live in the moment.
I'm proud to introduce to you today the president of the Las Vegas Raiders, Sandra Douglass Morgan.
But it's not hers alone. For many who look...
Now, I can respect the fact that Mark Davis is the type of owner that he is. I know he gets a lot of shit. They say he's the poorest owner in the NFL and blah, blah, blah. But I like what Mark Davis has done with this team since Al has been gone. I wasn't very happy with the way the last 8 to 14 years of Al's tenureship as our owner went. But, Mark Davis is trying to do some things. He's made some big moves. He made a big splash to get Gruden. I mean, that didn't work out like we wanted it to. But at the same time, he's willing to make the big move. So let's hear what she's got to say for a minute. And I'll get back to my little closing thoughts. Really, I just wanted to make this a part of my Raider reactions. I think it's important to highlight it, not just because there's a new president, but also for the firsts that are involved in it. I can appreciate it, and I think it should be highlighted. And, man, I really hope she just see, here's the thing, though. On a sidebar, before I go back into letting her talk, I did a decent amount of research trying to figure out what it is that actually were the job qualifications of an NFL team president. And those vary from team to team. No team has the same qualifications. Some of the roles that the general manager will take in a lot of teams, the president will take in other teams. I'm not really sure what her role is going to be. I just know that she's going to have to contribute to helping us win games. Whatever that means, however that happens, that's what it needs to be. And I think that her background in law will help her to be a tough negotiator. I don't know if she's going to have any of the negotiating responsibilities. However, let's hear what she got to say.
Look like Sandra Douglass Morgan, it's
All right, so let's not hear what she got to say. Let's hear what the other lady got to say about her first.
theirs too. Seeing the first black female president in the NFL is proof of what's possible.
But it has been a truly humbling experience.
When you were growing up here in Las Vegas,
Okay, so now we're going to hear what she got to say.
did you know?
Hold on. Now, this is going to be a sidebar. I don't get no shit for this, but I don't really care. Why is it that every single time there is a prominent interview to be done of a black person, if it is at all possible, for whatever outlet, whatever media outlet is doing the interview, they got to have them interviewed by another black person? Why? That can't be by coincidence. And what is it that makes that a better look? I don't understand.
That this was possible.
No, LaToya, that definitely wasn't in the cards.
Her dad, the veteran, and mom, a first-generation Korean American, pushed education, and young Sandra and her sister Sonia excelled.
Their hard work is the reason why we're able to be where we are today.
The Eldorado.
I don't know if they're going to mention this. The reason I'm pausing it, I would love to just play it straight through, but like I said, I'm just not sure what the whole copyright thing is, so I want to try to err on the side of caution until I get more familiar with the whole setup. Her husband, Dan Morgan, was a defensive back for, I think, the Vikings and the Cardinals back in the late 2000s or the late 90s, 99, 2000, 2001. Now, I would love to say that my football knowledge is so deep that I remember him specifically, but I didn't. This is information I got when I looked it up. I think I've probably heard of him before, but I don't think he was only played in the NFL for 3 years, so I don't think he had a illustrious career that would have his name ringing bells.
Grad says she earned a presidential scholarship to the University of Nevada in Reno and graduated from UNLV's third law school class.
I've been a lawyer for almost 20 years now, and always knew in any role that I was in, whether it be an attorney or an advisor or a director, that I liked being part of a team. Being able to be a part of an NFL team is just kind of icing on the cake.
It's not the first time she's made history. Douglass Morgan was the first black
All right, so they're going to go through all these first black qualifications now. I guess I should have just let them say them.
city attorney in Nevada and the first to serve as the chair of the Nevada Gaming Control Board. All of it preparing her for this.
What does a president do?
Well, I'm ultimately responsible for all of the team's finances and our revenues, and we have a stadium that we're running.
Here's some of the teams she's responsible for in the front office. She also knows what it's like for those on the field, since her
Okay, so that answered my question. I watched a few interviews with her. I haven't specifically watched this one. I hadn't seen one yet where she gave a overview of what she would do. Responsible for the team budget. I get it.
husband used to be one of them.
And I have a wonderful, wonderful spouse. My husband's amazing. My kids are amazing.
Are you like the coolest parent ever now to your children?
It's funny, the first day of school was on Monday, and they always do the tell us about yourself, tell 3 things about yourself, and my son was saying, he said he likes to play basketball, and he likes to play video games, and then he's had a friend in the background said, tell him about your mom. So that was kind of funny. I don't think he wants, people talking about his mom.
A trailblazer, now leading a team with a storied past, who's focused on the future
Love it. Love it. And she's pretty good looking, too.
instead of the spotlight.
I think for the front office, you're going to see greater communication. I hope that's what I try to bring to any organization that I'm a part of, collaboration. And
You know, even if there isn't a specific set of roles for a president or the president of the Raiders organization, I love that right there, because it's amazing how many things don't get done or should get done, but they can't get done because of a lack of communication, a lack of understanding of how each person feels. I like that. I believe that that's going to be a thing. I believe that her presence will help overall in the front office, because she's got everything to prove, to be honest with you. I expect her to do an even better job than somebody else they could have hired, because I know that she feels the heat, whether she says it or not. This isn't her first time being a first, whatever. So clearly she deals with it well. She continues to get promoted up the ladder of law, up the ladder of life, however you want to look at it. But yeah, so let me stop interrupting her. Let this go for another minute and then get on up out of here.
and making sure that we're all committed to the same goal. Even though there are so many people here.
And
All right, so that's it. We're going to cut it right there. Let's see. Hold on.
of course, we'll continue to follow Sandra Douglass Morgan to see how it goes beyond this first month. And in the meantime, she's given a lot of people bragging rights, including many in Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, which I happen to also be a member of. And this is
Okay, so not only did they get the black woman to interview the black woman, but they got the black woman that was part of the same sorority. I wonder how long did they hire her just to do this interview? I don't know. Anyway, so there it is. Anything I missed that I wanted to mention? No, Sandra Douglass Morgan, the Raiders president, and I am very much looking forward to the contribution she's going to offer to our team. I'm glad to have her. Raider Nation, we're going to do the damn thing this year, and that's just that. Y'all have a good night, and keep an eye out for the next Raider reactions. And hey, listen, man, hit the like button. I'm trying to build up here, trying to, grassroots the damn thing. So if you watched the video, if you liked it, throw it a like. If you want to subscribe, then you can be notified every time that I upload new content. I play poker on here. I stream poker. I do these Raider reactions, some shorts, and we're going to expand a little bit more as the days and weeks and months go on here at the Vordox Experiment. It is an experiment, and it would not be a good experiment if we weren't trying new shit. So, with that said, have a good night. God bless you. Think of 3 things you're grateful for. Say them out loud. And the next hour after that, you'll be a much happier person. God bless you.